Not too many schools in non-conference play can say that they put a scare inside the Ohio State Buckeyes and their fans in Columbus, but the Ohio Bobcats sure can. Hi everybody, I'm Russ Eisenstein, the voice of the Ohio Bobcats, and it's Ohio State Week 2010. Before we take a look forward to this matchup, let's take a look back at the previous two meetings between the two schools. Ohio met them in 2008 and 1999. It took 97 years between meetings, from 1902 to 1999 for the two schools to play, and then again in 2008. Ohio was tied with the Buckeyes at halftime in 99. They were up at halftime and up going into the fourth quarter in 2008. If things broke differently in the 08 meeting, Ohio might have been the first Ohio school to beat Ohio State in Columbus since the early 1920s. In both occasions, though, the Bobcats certainly gained national notoriety for what they did in Columbus. The fifth meeting between the two schools occurred on September the 18th, 1999. Ohio State was ranked 12th in the nation at that point. Ohio was tied at 3 late in the second quarter, but Chad Brinker got into the end zone, and Ohio was on top with the extra point, 10-3. Then there was some controversy. Kenyon Rambo had a fumble forced. He was ruled down, however, at the Ohio 20-yard line. If that broke differently, Ohio might have had a halftime lead. Then Steve Bellisari hooked up with Rambo. This time there was no controversy on a 15-yard touchdown strike. The PAT was good, and Ohio State were tied at 10 at halftime. The Buckeyes would go on to a 30-6 second half, and it was a 40-16 final score. Ohio went on to a 5-6 season. It was Jim Grobe's 5th year in Southeast Ohio. Then on September the 6th, 2008, the two teams met again. Ohio State was ranked 3rd in the nation at that time. It was week 2 of the season. The Cats were down 3-0, and there was an injury problem. Quarterback Theo Scott went down. Boo Jackson had to come in, but they would summon up a very strong drive. It was an 11-play drive. Dante Harden capped it off with a 15-yard run, and Ohio was up 7-3 on Ohio State. A field goal made it 7-6, and Ohio State missed a 53-yarder before halftime, and that scoreboard showed Ohio 7, Ohio State 6 at halftime. A punt set up Ohio State against their own goal line when a bad snap gave Ohio a 14-6 lead as Curtis Myers recovered a fumble in the south end zone. The PAT was good, and the Cats were up by 8. Then it was 14-12 as Daniel Boom Heron got into the end zone, and Ohio was up by 2. The game turned at the end of quarter 3 on a bobbled punt return by Mark Parson. Ohio State would recover that, take the momentum, and go on to win the ball game 26-14. So that's what happened in the last two meetings between these two schools. Ohio State is currently ranked number 2 in the nation. They're 2-0 after beating Miami and Marshall. Ohio comes in with a 1-1 record after knocking off Wofford and losing to Toledo last week. As the two games previous have proven, Ohio can be in games at Ohio State. The Cats feel that they're ready to take the next step, and if they do so, they'll shock the college football world. Our coverage on the Citizens Bank Ohio ISP Sports Network starts at 11 o'clock in the morning from the Horseshoe with the kick at noon. It's Ohio and Ohio State for the 7th time all time. That's a look back before we look forward here on Bobcat TV.